that people fear public speaking more than death. I'm sure we've all heard this before, right? So I like all of you. I don't want you to die. So we're going to try to not fear public speaking because that is why we're all here. We're all going to be public speaking at our units for Friends of Scouting presentations. So I hope that I can give a few tips that just help this run more smoothly for your campaign. So first of all, step one, schedule your presentations. So I want to ask, just by a raise of hand, does anyone have presentations scheduled yet in their districts? Awesome. Does anybody have more than 5 presentations scheduled? Hopefully we see a lot of those hands still in the air. Anybody have more than 20? Anybody? Okay. Probably some close ones. That's kind of a long shot. So right now we're still in the process of signing units up for presentations. That's something we should really be focusing on right now. At our district kickoffs, we probably started signing units up, and now we're following up to just make sure that every unit has a presentation in the district. After you've set those presentations, and Josh is actually handing out some sheets here that have all the information that I'm going through, so you'll be able to take that home tonight. So after we schedule all of the presentations, we want to make sure to call each unit 10 days before the presentation just to confirm the date, time, and location. Make sure that nothing has changed since the few months that have passed since you arranged their Friends of Scouting presentation. Make sure that when you call them that you confirm that you are one of the first on the agenda. So make sure that they're going to do their opening ceremony and then they're going to introduce you so that parents don't start seeing you in the room and realize what's about to happen and start leaving. Does that ever happen?
Well, never.
No, never. So make sure you're up there first. They're not bored yet. They're not on their cell phones yet, but they're still listening to the meeting. And then make sure that your unit coordinator reaches out to the unit and lets them know that we're having a Friends of Scouting presentation. This is that warm-up letter. Let the parents know, hey, bring your checkbook. Be prepared to make a gift that you feel comfortable with. Let's all support Scouting because it's important for our kids. All right, so now the day before your big presentation, the moment that you've been waiting for, practice the script, okay? I prefer not to think before speaking because I like being just as surprised by it as everyone else by what comes out of my mouth. So I really like that element of surprise, but I might be known more of a talker amongst the office. Maybe I'm more prepared to do that. But for you guys, I suggest that you practice the script. So eventually, after years of being in Friends of Scouting, if it's something you're really passionate about, you probably don't need to practice your script every time, but especially for those that are just starting out, make sure that you're practicing your script aloud and that you're doing it in front of people that you trust to critique you. Also make sure that if you're going to go home and ask your husband or wife to critique you, that you really feel comfortable hearing the ugly truth from that person. So consider that when you're asking someone to critique you. If you're asking them to do that, they will give you their critiques back. And then for the speech, this practicing is so important. This is a great quote that I found about doing public speaking. It's from Dale Carnegie. There are always 3 speeches for every one you actually gave. The one you practiced, the one you gave, and the one you wish you gave. I think that's an awesome quote. So what we're going to be prepping for is to always give that speech that is the best speech. Always do our best, but after every speech, you're probably going to find 1 or 2 things that you could improve for next time. I'll probably have a list from Josh after I'm done here today. All right, and then I'm going to move past step 2 to step 3. So the process doesn't end when you collect the money. It does not end that night. There's a lot that happens after the Friends of Scouting presentation. The key word here is follow-up. We've all heard it before. Follow-up is crucial. We have to make sure that we follow up with our units to get as much as we can out of our Friends of Scouting campaign. When we don't follow up, we're just leaving money on the table, and we don't want to do that. So to follow up, you can call your historical donors, and you can also work with the unit leaders so that they can call historical donors. Sometimes a unit might have a big donor, a big $500,000 donor, and it's really going to be best for that phone call to come from someone they have a good relationship with. They're probably a historical giver that gives every year, and you probably have a plan made for that donor. And then, really important, don't wait for the follow-up to be complete, to turn in the gifts that you already have. 48 hours to turn in those gifts. 48 hours, keep that in mind. So I have a feeling that if you can't make it to the office within 48 hours and you have a nice fat FOS packet to turn in, I bet your district executives will help out to make that possible, right? All right, so Derek, you'll stop by and pick up a packet?
Oh, yeah.
If you have to? All right, awesome. So just to wrap things up tonight, my parting words, I just suggest that everybody does their best, and I know that's the scouting motto, so I'm sure that you will, and make sure to have fun with it. If you are bored, everyone else will be bored. So have fun with it, go out there and do a great job.